We have two more Kentucky malls before I begin to showcase what Louisville has to offer. Our next stop is Owensboro to look at the Towne Square Mall, yet another David Hocker original that has unfortunately hit hard times as of late. Also, a clarification, this was filmed during the tail end of the Mall Walkers Hour, although I'm sure some will blatantly ignore this and act like the handful of businesses still in this mall are closed anyway. As a collaborative venture between David Hocker and Associates and, probably going to pronounce this wrong, but Alan Squidietti, Towne Square Mall in Owensboro, Kentucky would open its doors in 1978. JCPenney would relocate to the mall from downtown as an original anchor, while Sears Roebuck & Co. would sign on as a second anchor. The third anchor would be a Louisville-based department store known as Bacon's. Hope they were making that bacon. The mall even hosted Anderson's department store as a potential fourth anchor or junior anchor. It's difficult to tell because I couldn't discern that information from the newspapers. Towne Square Mall was an apparent hit as it brought in shoppers from all around, as far out as Jasper, Indiana. Additionally, the Towne Square Mall was holding up well despite competing with the Eastland Mall and Washington Square Mall in the nearby city of Evansville, Indiana. Overall, life was good back in the 80s. The mall was even able to shrug off a bad flood in Owensboro in 1997. In 1998, Bacon's would close up as the company got acquired by Dillard's. Dillard's opted against operating at the Towne Square Mall, and this would lead to Famous Bar taking over the space. Although a small location, Bacon's did operate a dual anchor setup to boast 100,000 square feet of retail space, which Famous Bar did take advantage of. And in 2005, Macy's would take over operations as multiple nameplates consolidated into one under a merger between Federated Department Stores and May Company. Unfortunately, the mall would go through a twisted game of hot potato as the mall got passed from company to company. It's difficult to get the timeline condensed down, so I'll just name the companies in order. Heitman Advisory Corporation, a partnership between TS Partners and Southwestern Bell Corporation, Master Pension. Arnov Realty Management and Texas-based Nations Bank, and Lakestar Properties. And by the mid to late 2000s, competition was beginning to ramp up while the economy entered decline. Malls were out, and big box strip malls were in. The pressure was on for the Towne Square Mall. By 2014, the mall was starting to fall on hard times as Sears closed its doors for the last time, and in 2015, U.S. Bank National Association would foreclose on the mall over a $27.6 million debt. Jones Lang LaSalle would manage the mall under receivership. Kohan Retail then bought the mall for a bargain basement price of $2.9 million in 2018. But even Kohan knew when to throw in the towel on this mall, as it sold again in late 2019 to a shell company under Towne Square Mall Holdings LLC. And then, 2020. Disaster finally struck as Macy's was forced to close early in 2020, while JCPenney would close in late 2020. Just like that, the mall was anchorless. At this time, there is a redevelopment plan to convert the former Macy's into an indoor sports complex, and when I was there in March 2022, me and Tim noticed work being done in the former Sears but very few signs of progress were done on the Macy's. What's also curious is to see that this mall still maintains some decent inlines, like Bath & Body Works and Maurice's, amongst smaller businesses. While it appears Towne Square Mall is on track to being a glorified community mall, its greatest challenge lays ahead, a relatively new power center known as Gateway Commons. While here, Tim wanted to take a quick break and play a couple games in the mall's arcade. And I was happy enough to oblige, as most of my game stuff is on the home PC and my travel laptop can barely run City Skylines or MCC custom games. And the Doom mods I would play on that laptop would melt modern day processors. But still, watch me play one of those point and shoot games. Badly. Although not the prettiest mall out there, Towne Square was still an interesting place to visit. Although I do believe that it's clear that the writing is on the wall. This mall's days are numbered, and I think the only thing that's going to save it is a miracle. However, this mall was successful in one regard. It helped establish a primary retail corridor for Owensboro, with big boxes and strip malls all around it, which are still doing okay today. If only the mall could enjoy some of that traffic. But that's enough from me. What did you think of the Towne Square Mall? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you do with a dying mall like this? Do share in the comments below. Thanks for having me, Owensboro, Kentucky. And on behalf of Tim from Exploring the Abandoned, this is Doomie Grunt wishing you and the Towne Square Mall farewell and good luck in this mad, mad, mad world.